I'm the only one here. I'm the only person left. My God. Where is everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Gaming Rig podcast. Your typical master of ceremonies, Mr. Alan Williams, is not available today, so I will be your host, none other than Ryan Scully, Gaming Rig's token, big-nosed, loud-mouthed idiot. With me today, I have Justin. How do we pronounce your surname, Justin?
Cuttress.
Justin Cuttress. What have you been doing for the Gaming Rig?
I actually met Alan this weekend at the LAN just gone at eSpark. And we discussed some things, and I am going to try and help get some Let's Play videos out there for you guys.
Ah, good stuff. Ooh. Good stuff. Who else went to the LAN event, by the way?
He bought, I can't remember his friend's name now. That's really bad, and he sat next to me the whole weekend.
Well, he's not here, so don't worry about it. If he hears this MP3, you're long gone. It doesn't matter. So nobody in this chat went to the LAN event then, no?
Just me.
I didn't make it, sadly.
Did you not? I'd have liked to have gone, but I have to work for a completely thankless job, so I couldn't make it, I'm afraid. Nonetheless, Justin, it's a pleasure to have you on board.
Thank you very much for having me.
That's quite all right, sir. That's why we're here. That brings us down to Matthew Vernal. Matthew, tell us what you've been up to recently.
Good evening. I've been up to fuck all, but when I'm not doing fuck all, I write reviews, keep up Twitter feeds, do whatever the gaming rig needs me to do.
You answer the call as and when.
As and when.
When the call is heeded.
It tends to be a telephone in the middle of the night, and they just give me a name and a place, and we'll keep the rest quiet.
The name of a game you have to review down the line.
Yeah.
Are we going to have to build a bat signal, but without a bat?
They just ring him
like
up.
A controller shape.
Yeah.
Ring him up, and like a breathy voice at the end of the phone just says, "Review Deadpool."
Well, hang on. If we do have like the budget for that, I'm quite happy.
What, the budget for a large like controller-style bat signal to be flung into the sky?
A little bit of recognition. It's great brand awareness.
Just a reminder, we are doing introductions, so I'm going to move on to Toby. We'll come back to this. Toby, sir, how have you been? What have you been up to?
Yes, all good. I have been generally working and playing on a bit of Animal Crossing.
How are you enjoying it?
Enjoyable. Good old fishing and catching some bugs. Yeah.
Have you discovered perfect fruit yet?
No. What the hell's this?
I've got orchards of fucking perfect fruit.
I've only just got to go to the island, the tropical one.
What, and that grows? I don't even know what I'm talking about. All I know is that Animal Crossing has something called perfect fruit, and I want it to be cool.
Yeah, there's like a random chance of fruit spawning, and it's defined as perfect because it's wrong.
I'll look out for that.
And it sells for about double price.
Ah, right.
So,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, first day, found myself perfect fruit. It was
just
a good
like
day.
Real life. You go up to a merchant and you go, "Look at this fucking pineapple. Is that not the most perfect pineapple you've seen? Worth double."
The only fruit I see is pears, all hanging off the tree.
Yeah, I've got some pears. Pears are pretty.
Okay, moving on. We have William Govan joining us as well. William, how are you, sir?
I'm just utterly pissed off this weekend.
Why are you pissed off?
I work in retail, and all the customers.
Say no more. Say no more. I was actually talking to my friend today. I don't work in retail, but I do still work in customer service. And like, I had a bit of an epiphany at work today. Like, hang on a minute. I think everyone's a cunt. Why am I working in this job? So
that's why you're working in this job. You're doing it because no other man would.
No, I'm the last man who should, though. I have nothing but hatred for anyone that comes through that door.
There is a principle where if you are the least most qualified person for the job, then therefore you are the most likely person to get it.
Is that really true? Is that
it's a known fact. It's a known fact.
If that's the case for me, I don't know why I'm here.
Well, it's okay, because tomorrow I'm going to apply for that bungee jumping instructor. I'm at least qualified to do it, so...
I hope you bounce back well enough.
Oh!
That was shameful.
That was shameful, actually.
Shall I just go now?
No, it's fine.
No. We need all the contributors we can get at the moment. So, a quick introduction to those who haven't listened to the podcast before. Usually we have a topic going ahead and we all discuss it, but seeing as a lot of the time we all seem to agree on the same thing, it seems like we're going to abandon the question format for this week. What?
We could have a topic. We could have the celebration to Dom Matrick's new job.
You know, Matthew, I had a really hype way of presenting that, and I was going to bring that up, and it's going to be very exciting. And there you go, brushing it off like a $3 whore. Thanks very much, Matthew.
Yep.
So
Well,
not only
it's efficient,
has,
given who it is talking about, that we brush it off that simply.
so we may need to explain who Don Matrick is. Is that what you mean?
He is a man who children will be scared of as the ages grow and fairy tales are told to him.
He's the best thing that ever happened to the PlayStation. Is what Don Matrick is.
Pretty much.
Yeah, he's a walking piece of satire who's just completely unfit for the job he's in, which is probably why he got it. But Don Matrick, the VP of Xbox, has left a company that serves only itself and cares little for the consumer to join Zynga, a company which only cares for itself and does little for the consumer. So he's if anything, he's consistent. What are people's thoughts on that?
Oh, thank God he's gone.
Yeah,
I don't know if
best
he's
thing to
suffering
happen to the
more, Don
brand.
Matrick or Zynga.
Sorry?
I don't know who's going to suffer more from this, Don Matrick or Zynga.
It's almost as if, like, Don Matrick saw the fallout in the Xbox thing and went, this is all well and good, but I don't think I've ruined enough. He just went to, like, the second most hated company so that he could ruin all their chances as well.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. He was good for a laugh. I'm going to miss him on the basis of comedy value.
Well, the good thing is, at least Microsoft can try and make Xbox good again.
Well, this is the thing. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, Matthew, what do you think?
It's a bit... I mean, they fired another guy just before all of this, and he was the one that said, "Oh, I don't know why everyone's kicking off about online being a major deal. I've got online. Why should that be a problem?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and he got fired, and now you've had Don Matrick do a similar sort of thing, saying, "Well, if you don't have internet connections, you could always just buy an Xbox 360."
Oh God, that watching that, it was almost like he'd opened the Ark of the Covenant and everybody's faces had started melting off. I was just like, oh, that was the worst possible response he could have given. He is a PR disaster.
Didn't the other guy get sacked because he said, like, on Twitter, it was like, #deal with it?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
I mean, Don Matrick, it's kind of more of a relief to see him go, because whereas that #deal with it thing was kind of like a killing blow, Don Matrick was like watching a cat, like, slowly drown. Like, it just went on for way, way too long. And it was like, oh God, it gets worse the more I stare at it, and it just went on and on. And then in the end, like, when it turned out that he would be leaving, could have gone on to better things, and instead he went to Zynga. It's like bumping into your ex and seeing heroin needle jam marks up her arm. It's just the worst fucking scenario for everyone involved.
I can see why, though. I mean, let's be modest. It probably cost Microsoft at least $10 billion to try and set up all these servers and all this cloud computing software that they were pushing with the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And he was defending it, and it was his job, and he thought that would be the best thing to do for the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And it's backfired and it's failed, and they've had to cut it out of the entire console.
There is a very small part of me that's almost sympathetic for the Xbone.
I mean, I don't know how I feel about it yet. It's one of those things where the console itself was a good idea in theory. Like, to have a system where you can share games with friends via a cloud network, and you could hook up whenever you wanted. It's what Steam is kind of becoming.
Yeah.
And everyone loves Steam.
The thing about Steam, though, is that I don't feel like I'm being shafted half as much or forced half as much with Steam. Steam has its limitations, but it also has its benefits, and I don't see that with the Xbox One.
That is the main problem. I mean, with computers, you're kind of expected to have internet connection. You're kind of expected to have all the things which Steam uses and applies for.
Yeah.
Whereas with consoles, you kind of want to plug in and play, because that's the point of a console.
And they're losing that. It's gotten to the point now where everything that a console does, a PC will do much better. And at the end of the day, is the way things are going with consoles, they're going to be equal rigmarole. There's going to be no benefit to owning a console over a decent gaming PC, especially now that Fez is on the PC as well. That's all I give a shit about, is that I can play Fez.
I heard that was a terrible port, though.
What, for the PC?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's Fez. The original port was a terrible port.
How terrible can you do it? It's a platformer.
It's not so much that. I mean, when it came out on the 360, it had bugs up the arse, and then when they coded it over to the PC, it had bugs up the arse. But the important thing is, now it's on PC, it will always be available. And if that game ever left my life, I would end it.
Good thing about being on PC is it's easily going to be fixed by, if not the developers, at least by fans.
Yeah, well, the whole reason that Fez came out on PC is because Microsoft's handling of the patching system was fucking dreadful. They charged like indie developers like quite a lot of money just to release an update, whereas Steam are like, oh, an update, wicked, we'll chuck it on.
I mean, the figure was something like 5,000 to 10,000 per update patch.
Something like that. It might even have been as much as 50,000, but it was money that the developers didn't have, so it didn't get put on there. But I had a really good point to make about the Xbox, and it's gone. Oh yeah, I kind of wanted the Xbox to come out and fail, like as it was, just completely come out. None of this reverse DRM shit. Just come out as it was meant to be, like shitty warts and all, so that it could fail tremendously. Not because I want to see the Xbox fail. I don't ever want to see a console fail. Mm-hmm. But if the Xbox had kind of taken a bullet for every other console, we would probably have never seen a company try the shitty DRM nonsense ever again. People would have taken one look at the fall of one of the greatest software giants and gone, fuck that.
So the man to put out on the gallows to hang off the castle wall and go, this is what happens if you try to build a computer that's actually a games console.
Don Matrix's head on a spike.
Keeping it old school.
Exactly.
But, yeah, it's dangerous. And I mean, we've now got a system where, because they've stopped it, they've not said that it won't be put back, because obviously the hardware will still be there. It's just a software thing. Anything that can be patched in can be patched out.
Yes.
Which is a bit risky. So if they just go, oh, we've got a major release coming up, let's cloud this one and see how it works. And then they can just go and keep going for it, and then a couple of years down the line, you've got exactly the same games console with the same cloud software.
And I think people would do well to be aware of that. To remember that it was done, it was turned off with the flick of a switch. It can probably turn back on with the flick of a switch.
Quite impressed by how much news coverage it's getting.
Well, the reversal.
Well, not just the reversal, but the entire story around it. I mean, usually main press, we're talking BBC newspapers, that sort of thing, won't really cover this in that much detail, but they've really been following it.
It's because... Go on.
Yes, and so the stores as well. So you've got shops like... Game, and in America you got obviously Game something, can't remember what the hell
is it GameStop?
Yes, thank you. And they've been publicly telling people about the consoles and what they've been doing.
Yeah.
And it's quite interesting. It just sort of shows how much power these consumers really have now.
Well, I think it's interesting that you bring up GameStop, because they are primarily a pre-owned business. You know, their big seller is pre-owned games, and you know, with the Xbox coming out, that would have ruined that really would have made business very difficult for GameStop in America. So it doesn't surprise me in the slightest that they were voicing their concerns, because they probably wanted to damage the rep of that console the same way that it would have damaged the nature of their business. You know, there's this, it's very much a childish tit for tat approach, but in business, absolutely no method is fucking sacred, and if that's what GameStop have to resort to, it doesn't surprise me that they would.
Yeah. GameStop in America have like all those guys by the balls, like getting exclusives and shit for their stores. That's
Everyone
what I hear.
does. Amazon's got it, GameStop's got it. It's, if you want to sell your games now, you have to have at least 4 or 5 exclusives to give to all the major sellers, otherwise they won't stock your game.
I hate it.
Again, another thing computers has over that, they can just say, oh, it's through Steam, job done.
Yeah, I hate pre-order exclusive, like incentives to buy from different stores. It's just terrible, because you will want to get everything, and it's like you have to choose one out of all these others. Just annoying as hell.
Yeah, it's gone too far a little bit. I mean, we're seeing games now that are sort of starting to release with some bits, and then, oh, if you want this package, then you have to buy it from this stop. But then if you do that, you won't be able to get the art book from this one, and it's become a mess.
Yeah, it's pretty damn bad.
But enough of this buying of games.
Yes, exactly. Who's
What
got
games?
some good news they want to share about games?
I heard.
Right, well, that's great.
They're debating whether. I heard they're debating whether to put not Black Ops, Ghosts onto Wii U or not.
They won't.
There's like a big.
Well, Activision came out a couple of days ago saying, I'm going to quote this as I remember it, so I apologise it's not ad verbatim, but as far as their press announcement went, it went something like, we really love Nintendo. We love them so much. We're not like that nasty EA who said they won't support them. We're best friends for life. It was something like that.
Paraphrasing there from Matthew.
And they've said that they're fully behind the Wii U. They're going to support it as much as they can. I doubt they wouldn't then put Call of Duty Ghosts on and say, oh, we're really supporting you, but we're not putting our best game on there.
Oh, God, no. There's far too much to lose by not putting Call of Duty on anything. They'd put it on a spoon if they could.
Introducing Call of Duty bookshelves.
Can you just imagine the advert? I'm picturing
Realistic
like
graphics.
this 80s style, multicoloured, with loads of like heavy rock rock metal in the background. And like, Call of Duty Ghosts, now on Spoon! The word spoon flashing on screen, shaking violently.
XP system allows you to upgrade your spoon to sport.
Now compatible with spatula.
I thought that was on disc DLC.
This DLC is the camouflage system. You can get it camouflage painted. It makes it invisible. Just straight away invisible. It's OP.
Well, there you go. So, there's some big news for you. Activision wants to make money. Lots of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out from the third-party ones. You've had EA not doing too much other than, we're making games, guys. Look, sports. Look, other stuff. Take that, nostalgia.
Yeah.
I'm really sad for the PopCap guys as well. That sorry, I know this is like going back a fair way now. What was it, a month ago now from E3?
Yeah.
Christ, Lord. Like, what day is it? What has happened recently? But yeah, with how they're supporting PopCap and some of their other developers, it's not looking too good.
What, for anybody under EA or for the Wii U?
A little bit of both. I mean,
Yeah.
the Wii U doesn't really have anything coming out for it. Apparently, they're umming and ahhing about putting FIFA 14 on it. It's already confirmed for PlayStation 2.
What, FIFA 14?
Confirmed for PlayStation 2 and Wii.
Is the PlayStation 2 still a thing?
It's like they are determined to keep it going.
I'm amazed.
There is some
'Cause I mean-
poor sod who has to code every single name and face onto the PS2. Apparently, it's like the same game as FIFA 11 or FIFA 12.
Yeah.
The same way that the Wii version was. But
I'm just looking this up. I'm amazed. I had no idea the PS2 was still being... it's going to be the final game for the PlayStation 2.
yeah, apparently.
That's mind-blowing. I honestly thought that was it. Wow.
The game don't even take
PS1
them in.
Sorry?
Game don't even take them in anymore. Like PS2 stuff, they refuse you when you take them in.
Really?
Yeah, it's just way too old to trade in now.
I mean, fair play. I mean, the PS2, I've got nothing but respect for people that still play it because, I mean, that's a blinding console, and to stick by it, I mean, who could blame you? I still play my PS2. It's a remarkable console.
I may have spent stupid amounts of money recently buying a load of pre-owned games for it.
Yeah.
A lot of games don't stand up. Some of them do.
What, stand up as in like the test of time, or?
Some games are just bad.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. When a console's as successful as the PS2, you're gonna see shit like Eminem's kart racing, or I don't know, which was a thing.
Game of the
On the
century.
Yeah, Eminem's kart racing was a thing.
Started playing because I'd missed it. Spyro Into the Dragonfly.
Oh my god.
I've got that on my GameCube.
Oh, what?
And-
For the PS2?
That actually made me cry. I've never cried about a game, and that one just made me so sad.
Is that the one that turned into like God of War Spyro Edition?
No, that was a little bit later, I think.
Oh, right.
Well, I don't know. I gave up after about 10 minutes. It was either that or I threw my PS2 out the window.
Yeah, they ruined Spyro. Quite what they did to him, I don't know, but he is dead.
He's not dead. He's a Skylander.
Oh, God. Is it Skylander, the only Spyro game that doesn't have Spyro in it?
Who does?
It does, but
It
barely.
looks all bulked up. It looks like
Is
he's had
there?
steroid thing.
It's like
Sorry,
it's
Toby?
like Rayman out of the Raven Rabbits.
Yeah, he kind of... Yeah, you don't even remember that he's associated with it anymore.
No.
But then nobody really gives a shit about the Raving Rabbids anymore, so who cares? Rayman Legends, on the other hand, I've got to be honest, guys, got a bit of a semi on.
Oh god.
But, I cannot wait for Rayman Legends. It's so good. It's going to be amazing.
It's nice to see that they actually announced female character as well.
Yeah, that's
made it,
that's progressive.
Made it a short little Viking girl. That's pretty fun.
Yeah,
It looks
that's
like the
kind
girl
of cool.
from Brave.
Say again, Toby?
Looks like the girl from Brave.
Yeah, she does a bit. She does a bit, kind of like the
But
Golden
minus-
Braid, but from a special ed sort of remedial class.
Yeah.
Looks a little bit special.
Oh dear. Just thinking.
Who wants to hear my idea for a children's TV show?
Oh no.
That came out of nowhere.
It did. It's just things got a bit quiet. So I was at a barbecue with my friend the other day, and we were talking about this. It's called Flat Pack Grandad.
What the hell?
Basically, it's about this small child who has a grandfather, but he can only carry him around in a piece of flat packaging, similar to the sort you'd get from IKEA. And
Is it endorsed by IKEA?
It could well be. I mean, you could see a little flat pack Grandad sponsored by IKEA at the beginning of every, so that children, are like, Mum, I want shelving and meatballs, so it works out well for IKEA as well. But basically, every episode, this child, let's call him Timmy, encounters a life problem, but is quickly overcome by the wisdom dispensed from his flat pack Grandad, whom he carries around under his arm. Gotta be honest, I didn't flesh this idea out very well, but one of the ideas was that like half of the episode, same footage each time, even if like he's in the middle of a field, if the storyline commands that he's in the middle of a field, it's just the same footage of him in a garage making measurements and building his flat pack Grandad purely for the wisdom that he dispenses, only to then disassemble him and put him back.
So there's like a child, he's bored with his parents, they're wandering around IKEA, he's feeling a bit, down.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have to be wandering around IKEA. Like he could like stumble upon a moral dilemma about diversity. Like he could learn about racism, about sex. He could learn about anything, but not before that wisdom is dispensed by his flat-packed Grandad.
You see, now here's the weird bit, because he has to get. He gets information about sex from his Grandad that he has to get up.
I like that you're questioning this, Justin, and I'm glad that you raised that question. So he has to get advice about sex from his Grandad in order to get it up, did you say?
Has anyone...
Oh no, he has to get his Grandad up and unpacked, doesn't he? Or have I missed?
Yeah, no. Every time he needs that wisdom, he has to
Get his Grandad.
Yeah.
This is just weird. No.
How much beer was drank at this barbecue?
Sorry?
How much beer was drunk at this barbecue?
I'm completely... I don't drink. This is just what I'm like. I forgot, we've not really met, have we, Justin?
So
what I'm like.
This is the first interaction.
So hold on.
And I'm rather confused.
Well, let's don't throw this idea out. It's got potential. Let's sort of spitball a few ideas. So we've got little Timmy here. So we've got Timmy going, "Oh, I wish I knew a little bit more about sex education. I think I'll build my flat pack Grandad up." And then, so he sits there, there's that wonderful transformation sequence, then you have the Grandad. Yep. And what would he say?
The transformation sequence is its own little theme tune as well. It's like, flat pack, Grandad, flat pack, and it's like got a little xylophone going, and it just kind of like, you know how like you watch a montage, and it's all in the same room, but they cut bits of the montage out, so one minute he's one side of the room, and then the other minute he's the other. It's like that.
Right.
And like every time he's progressively built more of his Grandad.
How would you build it? Is it like an Allen key? Or you just sort of...
Just an Allen key.
Just
he's a young boy.
Is it just a box of limbs?
Yeah.
So what, does the head function, or is it just staring at him? Like, he takes out the head and it's just glass eyes staring at him until he fixes it to the rest of the body?
You know, like Crichton off Red Dwarf, he can be disassembled, but until he's fully assembled and the head is screwed on like some kind of waxy light bulb, he's completely glassy-eyed. That's flat pack Grandad.
I'm just imagining that hexagonal kind of face.
Well, hey there, little Timmy. Let me tell you a little bit about sexual intercourse.
Oh God, not the voice as well.
Go on then, Grandad.
So,
right.
Really sorry.
Right.
Confirm.
Where were we?
Well, I've completely derailed this entire thing. It got too quiet. I thought I'd throw a joke in there and just make things a little bit more exciting.
I think we should slightly steer it back to video games. Shall we do?
I've actually dug out a little piece of news that came out today.
Oh, do
about
tell.
games.
Oh, go on.
Tell quickly.
Well, everyone knows the whole argument about the PlayStation Plus versus the Xbox Live now offering free games.
Yes.
All right.
They've announced this month's first free game.
Oh, it's Defense Grid, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a good game.
We've got a 4-year-old title compared to PlayStation Plus's dozen.
Yes, yeah,
So,
I know.
This is the Xbox one, and what was the
Yes, it's Defense Grid: The Awakening.
one? I genuinely have never heard of it.
I hadn't until today either, and I'm on Xbox.com, currently adding it to my list because it's free.
You know what, Justin? It's not a bad game. I have it on my Xbox. If you like tower defense, it's one of the best.
So we've got a Flash game, because I'm going to be honest with you, if I'm playing tower defense, it's probably going to be on Congregate, it's probably going to be about 2 in the morning, and I can't be fucked to play League of Legends or something else.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got that, and this is their big, buy Xbox Live and you get free games!
Yeah, this is the thing as well. It's not even a retail game. It's one of the Xbox Live arcade games.
Yep.
What's the opposite at the minute on the PlayStation Plus? Does anyone know?
I think this month with the PlayStation Plus subscription you could download Uncharted 3, XCOM Enemy Unknown, Catherine, The Cave, Dark Souls, Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, and Little Big Planet Karting.
So
Any of those games?
Yeah, because some of them are on for a year, I think. Some of them are like on for the whole year, but then some of them are for this month. But yes, if you was to get PlayStation Plus now, you could download all of those for free for your PlayStation.
So Xbox is offering a free biro, and Sony are offering a blowjob from Katy Perry.
to put it in perspective...
Don Matrick at work, everybody. Round of applause for Mr. Matrick, the chisel-faced lunatic.
No, it can't be him. He's not there anymore. It must be
He's
Zynga.
not there anymore. That was his leaving present. Like, Mr. Matrick, do you want to do anything before you leave the building? Yeah, that Defense Grid game, give it them for free. You can thank me later.
The only
He
downside...
leaves
jumps
the
out the
building
window.
with his walk phones on. So what was that, Matthew?
Peace out, yo. Just opens a window, jumps and parachutes his way into the Zynga building.
Hits the ground on his feet, surrounded by shattered glass, walks it off like it ain't no thing.
There is only one downside to the PlayStation Plus free games, and it's
What's
a very
that?
small one, but if your subscription runs out, you no longer have access to them.
Oh.
But with the Xbox, you keep the games regardless of whether you have gold or not.
Ooh.
Oh, so if you suddenly don't have the PS
PlayStation
Plus
Plus,
service,
yep, then you
lose the
don't have
games.
access to the games.
Oh.
As in, if you don't have online access as well?
Yep, I believe so.
Ooh.
Well, it might not. It depends how much information about your PlayStation Plus is cached to the console.
Right.
So I may have to check up on that.
From what I know, well, I don't own a PlayStation, but I have access to dev kits.
Oh.
It's, I believe it is coded slightly into the software of the console, if you have it. But don't quote me on that one.
That's intriguing. Mind you, at least they don't pull the shit that Xbox did. My friend was like, have you played Fable 3? This is a true story, by the way. My friend was like, have you played Fable 3? And I was like, no. And then I remembered that Fable 3 was free as one of the first, like, Xbox Gold things. Now, with my Tomb Raider, I had a 14-day free Xbox Live Gold trial, which I hadn't used yet because I hate other people. I don't really want to play with them. But I kind of installed it. Well, I'd say kind of installed it. I installed it, put it on, and I was like, yeah, gonna download me some Fable. The code for the free 14-day Gold subscription I had must contain some sort of instruction with it because it weren't giving me Fable free unless I coughed up $29.99.
When it comes to codes, what happens is that the Xbox Live Gold you're getting is only access to the multiplayer games. You do not get the store perks.
No.
And I learned that the hard way.
That's a little
So
bit
ends my tale.
I don't know, I mean... I do like the idea of PlayStation Plus. I wish they hadn't been so sneaky about it and not actually mentioned, oh, well, you need it for play PS4 games online, so it's just Xbox Live now.
Yeah.
It's slightly better, but
I think
price.
that was always the way PlayStation were going to go because Microsoft got away with it for so long.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do get that.
I mean, if from a business perspective, it's the perfect way because anyone that's migrating from an Xbox to a PS4 after what can only be described as a farce
Yeah,
is
they'll be used to
they've
it,
got used to the cost already.
which is fair enough. I can see it as a... Oh dear, someone's doing terrible things to that microphone.
Yeah, sorry, that was me.
Naughty.
Yes.
Let's be glad it's not a podcast and not a video cast.
Yeah, I was trying to give myself a colonoscopy and realised it doesn't really work with audio-only equipment.
Well, you could actually be doing it right now, we just wouldn't know.
Do you think, you know when you hold your ear up to a seashell, they say you can hear the sea. Do you think if you held your ear up to somebody's anus, you'd be able to hear their guts?
It's a troubling thought.
It went far left really quick then.
Do you,
But
I'll tell you who, do you know
sounds
who
like
would
one of
know the
those-
answer to that?
Don
Flatback
Matrick?
Flatback Grandad.
Oh,
He'd know.
there we go.
Grandad, can you hold your ear up to this, please? It's for
Oh.
science.
I can hear your insides from there, lad.
He's got a little corncob pipe.
I was going to say, has he
wiggles
got a
in his mouth
Yorkshire
when he
accent and slippers as well?
Sorry?
Has he got a
He does,
Yorkshire accent and slippers as well?
He's
You
a flat
bet
pack
your arse he
Grandad.
does.
You have to go for the
Flat pack
ideal
Grandad.
product. God, this is horrendous now.
I know.
You've announced the idea for Flat Pack Grandad, and he's already listening to a child's house.
It's just, you know, I've got to be honest, guys. I didn't come prepared for this podcast. The whole
At all.
reason I said that it was going to be a free-for-all is because I knew it would descend into lunacy. So I just thought we'd try something a little different. It seems like we're less interested when we talk about games than we are when we talk about nonsense. I'm trying to find a way to somehow combine the two.
To be honest, this flat pack Grandad thing sounds more and more like that Tetris game you came up with a month ago.
My Tetris scheme? What one was that?
What was that game?
Oh, turning Tetris into a first-person shooter?
It was either that one.
Oh,
or
I can see that.
It was either that one or the
Let's
potato
have it
one.
if Peggle 2's going to work.
Peggle 2?
Yeah, Peggle 2's now a first-person shooter.
I know that Plants vs. Zombies is going to become one.
No, the way it's going to work is very simple. You get a gun, and it's
Yeah.
filled with ball bearings. EA's trying new revolutionary ideas. Again, this is all unconfirmed.
Okay.
I've got a source. I don't know how reliable it is, but according to this source, the new system you pay £70,
Right.
and EA sends you an airsoft gun. Now it's bright pink with rainbows on it,
Yeah.
and it has the little pedal ball bearings in it.
Right.
And the way it works is sort of like ARG.
Right.
So every time you shoot someone with one of these ball bearings, and it annoys them, you score points in game.
But they have to, before it's recognised, they have to upload that hit to Twitter.
Oh yeah,
It's been hit by a ball bearing. #Peggle2.
no, the device comes with Twitter compatibility.
Oh, that's
So
fantastic.
every time you shoot someone, it takes a little screen cap and goes, "I just got this person and scored 200 points."
Please add me on Facebook.
Yeah.
Also, play Farmville.
I actually started playing the other day. I was desperately trying to find free-to-play games to play.
You were desperate if you stumbled onto Farmville.
No, I stumbled onto Facebook.
Oh, right.
Because
Okay.
I think I'm the only person who actually still holds out that Facebook might have games on it one day.
It does have
Wow.
one.
Which
But you're
one?
lying.
Game of Thrones Ascension.
I'm calling lies.
Based on a license. I'm
Go
feeling
on.
a little scrutinous.
Go on then, tell us why is this a game?
Ascent, actually.
Okay.
I haven't
go on.
played it in ages though. James made me play it.
How does it work then? What sort of thing is it? 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm actually going on to it now.
By
so-
Peggle gunpoint.
Yeah. If I held a Peggle gun to your head and asked you to describe this Game of Thrones game, what would you say, William?
What was that, sorry?
you've
Sorry.
got a pedal gun to your forehead.
And if I held a Peggle gun to your forehead and forced you to explain this Game of Thrones game, how would you describe it?
Wow.
I think I've confused him with that question.
I think that was a great question.
It's more
I
of a
do.
it's more of a management kind of game. You have to
Alright.
manage your house and then the lands around it, and I think you can go out on missions to get like
Cool.
what do you call them?
It's got official music, guys.
Bandits and shit.
Is there an option for me to fuck any number of my family members that I want? That seems to be a big theme.
I'm not sure if you start out with family members. I haven't played it in a long time.
It would be revolutionary in gameplay if that's how you can start off.
Are you an
What?
incestuous
Oh,
person?
wow! It's got a name feature. I'm gonna random name myself. I'm saying this up now because I played a few other games on Facebook. I think the one that stood out the most was The Last Stand.
Oh, right.
It was a flash game where you would have a barricade and zombies would come at you and you shoot them, and it was quite fun. They made a couple of sequels, a couple of very different sequels as well. So one of them was like a massive role-playing game version.
Mm-hmm.
Then eventually he just went, screw it, let's make a Facebook game. And
Alright.
it was fun. It's called The Last Stand Dead Zone. And the idea was, you got given so many supplies of food and water, and you were given a small area, and the objective to survive.
Gotcha.
So you could send people out, and it'd sort of be a bit like, I want to say Diablo, but without so much clicking.
Yeah.
More like a strategy game, more like old school XCOM, and you'd have to send your people out to loot from apartments or hospitals and things, and you had no idea how many zombies were in each building,
Yeah.
and you'd just pick up random stuff like duct tape or trolleys or baskets or whatever, and they all broke down into different materials that you could then use to build up your base.
Kind of like a similar sort of scenario as State of Decay, which came out recently. Not similar gameplay, but the same kind of scavenging, base building kind of thing, yeah?
Yeah, and it seemed quite good in promise, because the idea was you started off and then you had 3 days of food and water,
Alright.
and the game gave you no indication of what would happen if you died, or if the food and water ran out.
Yeah.
So I assumed it would just mean, that's it, you're dead.
Right.
Sadly, that wasn't the case. If you run out of food and water, you just run out.
Oh.
That's it, and it doesn't really
So it's
do
kind of
much.
anticlimactic then.
Yeah, it's a shame, because it really had that sort of tenseness to it, if you trick yourself into thinking that the food and water means something.
Yeah.
But sadly, the only thing they affect is if you're going to level up.
Oh. Well, that's disappointing.
And it is. It's a damn shame, because aside from that, it's great fun. And it's the perfect Facebook game, because the whole point of Facebook games was to be something that you'd mess about for a bit, leave it to do something in the background, then piss off, and then you come back later.
See, Facebook games, they remind me very much of being a teenager, because whenever you had access to the school library, there was always that one computer that was more powerful than the rest, and you ran onto it so you could go onto Newgrounds and play all the Flash games.
Yeah.
And Facebook games just remind me of being 14, 15 and not having money for my own console games. So playing stuff like Divine Intervention or was it Puka or Belcher or something? I don't know.
I think it was called Puka, actually.
Yeah.
It's the guy made Meat Boy.
Yeah. Same team, or the same bloke. Speaking of indie stuff, actually, has anybody downloaded the latest Humble Indie bundle with Stealth Bastard?
Yes.
And how are you finding it?
Stealth Bastard was fun. It's kind of like a Super Meat Boy, but less infuriating.
It's my favourite one out of the package.
I really liked, what do you call it? Organ Trail.
Do you know what? I skipped that one. I didn't even bother downloading it. I don't. It sounds really picky, but I don't like retro very much. Not really old retro. It kind of upsets me.
It's another one of those management games.
Well then, fuck it. I don't have the patience or skill for management games. I'm sorry.
Waking Mars was kind of meh. I didn't love it. It was okay.
Yeah, I mean, Aquaria is part of the bundle, and I love Aquaria. I've really given it a good. Are you okay, Toby?
Yeah, so I was putting my hands and try away.
It sounded like you fell over into some saucepans. Anyway, I was. Aquaria's kind of similar. I've not really gotten into it yet because it's. I want to finish all the other millions of games I'm playing, and I'm kind of surprised that Waking Mars and Aquaria are in the same package because they're basically the same fucking game.
Did you play McPixel?
Yes. Oh God, I love that game for all the wrong reasons.
I was so confused for the first 10 minutes trying to figure out what the fuck it was.
I know.
I was sitting there just doing things. It's like, you failed.
I know.
What did
you click on anything and you fail.
Yeah.
And there's no logic either. It's a process of elimination game, but it's so funny. If anyone doesn't know, McPixel is it's like a point-and-click adventure game meets if you've ever played WarioWare, that kind of rapid-fire game after game after game thing. McPixel puts you in a situation where you've got 20 seconds to figure out where the bomb is and how to defuse it. And that's the game. You've just got to click on stuff and figure out which sequence of interactions is going to stop this bomb from exploding, or a volcano from erupting, or a stick of dynamite. You've got to defuse a stick of dynamite. And some of the puzzles are just beyond bizarre, beyond ridiculous. There's a volcano level where you've got a beautiful woman, a cow, and a bone, and you've got to stop the volcano from exploding. And you can pick up the bone and stick it up the cow's arse, and you automatically fail. There's no point in doing it. There's no reason for that interaction to exist, but the game will let you stick the bone up the cow's arse. It's ludicrous, and I love it. I love McPixel. I think it's brilliant.
I'm trying to think. There was another game similar to this sort of bizarre. I think it was the Impossible Quiz.
The Impossible Quiz?
Yeah, it was another Newgrounds Flash game.
Okay.
Was just swear-inducingly frustrating.
Yeah.
It's stuff like
Sorry, Toby?
They're like the ones you get on your Android and iPhones now, aren't they?
Oh, like the idiot test sort of thing.
Yeah, like them things.
Yeah. It'd be stuff like milk and what? And there'd be cheese, an elephant, something else, and you'd have to pick fermented biscuits, or that would be the answer, and you just get it right. And the minute you got anything wrong, it would just shut down, game over, and you had to start from the beginning.
See, that would kind of work as a joke. I think the way McPixel works and the reason why it gets away with so much shit is because if you fail, it doesn't matter because you only get 20 seconds to finish a level anyway, and they come in sets of 6. So if you fail one of those 6 levels, the game just goes, never mind, lets you play through the 5, and then when you come back to the level you failed, it lets you do it again. Right. So you can kind of forgive the fact that it makes no sense, because if you fail a mission or you fail a puzzle, you know that in less than like a minute and a half, you're going to come back to it and try different interactions. So you don't get bored or frustrated. You just stumble upon the scenario, laugh, slap your head and go, what the fuck, and then you carry on because you don't know any better.
Ryan, did you play the one when you were on the submarine?
Yes.
That made no sense.
I know, and the one with the snake on the plane. There's a snake.
Surely you just throw it. or something.
Oh, you'd think, wouldn't you? You'd think, no. There's a U, a bomb, a snake, and a spade. Right?
Right.
You hit the bomb with the spade. The plane blows up. You fail. You stick the bomb in the snake's mouth. It doesn't swallow it. You fail. You smash a window. Everything gets sucked out of the plane, including the bomb. You fail. The way you solve this problem...
Hold on, I think I got it.
Go on.
You use the spade to kill the snake.
Nearly.
You put the snake on the bomb, and it stops it from blowing up.
It's those three. You put the bomb in the snake's mouth and hammer it into its stomach before it can detonate using the spade.
Shovel.
Yeah. That's the game.
Why don't I own this game?
Sorry?
Why don't I own this?
You can, and you can name your price. It's the Humble Indie Bundle.
Well, I can't. It has to be at least $4.90.
Yeah, in dollars.
Yeah.
It's a price of a multi-pack of McCoys over here. Just, you can choose how much of it goes to the developers, how much of it goes to charity. I gave most of mine to the developers, because fuck charity, people are going to die sooner or later. I gave most of mine to the developers. That's not true. I split it evenly. I split it half and half, and then added a little tip onto the end. So you can choose, how your money gets spent. And like I say, half it goes to charity, so you can kind of justify your purchase with a good deed for the day. And you get a load of pretty good games. Stealth Bastard's easily the best.
I'm tempted to, but I'm just looking through my Steam library at the minute.
Oh.
There's at least 50.
Hello?
Oh.
Oh, we've lost him.
That was kind of abrupt.
There's at least 50. Hello? Are you back?
Yeah, I should be back.
Oh, sorry, you went off. You have at least 50 games, did you say?
Yeah, 15 to 20 games that have all come from Humble Bundles.
I'm in the same boat. I see a Steam game, and it's £2, and it's only for 24 hours, and you're like, Steam, you wanker, I'm going to have to buy that now, aren't I?
You know what the worst thing is? When it's a game you don't even like, and you're just like, it's £1.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a way to justify it to yourself, yeah.
However, I am really happy now, because apart from the expansion pack for Fear 2, I have all of the Fear games and all of the expansion packs. So my collection doesn't mean much to you, but Fear is my favourite shooting series of all time, so I now own all of the Fear stuff, and that makes me a happy man. Guess how much it cost me?
£5.
Yeah, £5. All the Fear stuff.
Really?
Yep.
I was just pissing about.
So that's what?
I was just trying to immediately guess low, just so that you go, well, actually no, it's not that good a deal.
Well, admittedly, I already own Fear 2 on my Xbox. I wasn't going to double dip.
Right.
So it might have cost more if I'd have gone for Fear 2 as part of the bundle as well. But I'm just happy in the knowledge that I own all the main Fear games, the first 2 expansion packs, even if they were unanimously shit, and Fear 3, even if William and I played a bit of co-op on that, and it's not the best.
But it still exceeded Scare Me.
Scared the shit out of William. It was great fun. I was like, William, come and have a look in this dimly lit meat locker.
That's
It was just me trying to go backwards. It's like, no, we're too linear for that.
There is one bit of gaming news that we haven't actually touched upon, and it's related to Steam.
Go on.
Hot news, guys. Steam
I
trading cards.
Fuck yes!
What
are they? How do they work?
They are everything, and they are nothing.
I have 5. Go me.
What have you got?
Bastard.
Basically, from what I gather, it's you play the game and you've got a random chance of getting it while you're playing the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's quite cute.
And then you can only get half of the set. Then you just have to play the game every so often for a chance of a booster pack or something.
I see.
There's a set list of games which are Steam trading card supported.
There are 6 at the moment, I think.
No, it's more than that. I've got at least 7 on mine, and I don't have all the games that are compatible. But it's stuff like Half-Life 2, Team Fortress 2.
Oh, naturally.
Portal, things like that.
Right.
And the way you do it is if you get a complete set, you can then craft them to make a badge. And if you build this badge, it gives you community features. So, for example, if you get all 8 Portal 2 cards and make the badge, you could then have a Portal 2 background for your profile page.
It's inoffensive.
It's completely pointless.
It's stupid as all fuck, but it's completely inoffensive. I mean, if this was Microsoft, we'd be paying Microsoft points for them. I'm being honest.
Yeah, I've done it at the minute. You can look at it. If any of your friends have the card you are missing, it will tell you this person has the card. Message them, and they might give it to you. Maybe.
You can trade cards as well. Apparently, you get shinies as well.
You get foils.
Oh no,
yeah, you
it's
get foils. Apparently, I could be wrong, but I think I remember very briefly hearing this spoken about, outside of a conversation. So I couldn't really butt in and say, "Oh, what are they?" But apparently, you get foils as well.
Apparently, all the cards I own are common.
In that case, I'm going to send Steam a strongly worded letter that I do not have any shinies.
Well, Justin, why don't you go through your friends list and see if they're willing to trade some of their shinies?
Or even better, you can go on the Steam Marketplace and you can buy them.
You mean you actually can buy them?
People are actually selling them. Anything that's in your inventory you can sell as long as it's not a game and actually worth money.
Oh, Steam, you almost weren't a dribbling moron. You were so
But it's not them doing it!
Oh, what? So it's actually people are setting up their own market?
People are selling them for 15p!
Yeah,
Well, I hate it.
the Steam Marketplace is more for like selling items from like Fortress 2 and stuff that people really love, but people are obviously going to take advantage of the badges and stuff.
So it's eBay for virgins.
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's fine, Whatever works for you.
Have you seen the new game, Ride to Hell Retribution?
Yes, that's had glowing reviews.
Oh,
It's actually got 1% on the box, and I thought that was a genuine review score. It's just got 1% on it.
Well, the only way to settle this is to go on Metacritic. Sorry, that was... Sorry?
Apparently it's all kinds of terrible.
It's bad for a PlayStation 1 game.
Let's go to Metacritic and see what the critics themselves have to say.
Well, I've
So,
heard- What?
Ride to Hell, Retribution.
Current Metacritic of 22.
Whoa.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, it's not one. I'll send you guys a picture. But it's
I've
just
seen
got
it.
1% on the logo.
Yeah, that's something to do
Electronic
with
Gaming
them.
Monthly gave it 5 out of 100.
It's been kind.
Don't play Ride to Hell Retribution. Don't think about playing it. Don't think about thinking about playing it. Forget it exists and continue your life as though it never did.
They so clearly went for the Sons of Anarchy, angle on it to get it sold, and everyone's like, no.
It's like someone bored on Netflix just finishes watching Sons of Anarchy and goes, guys, we need to make a game of this. We'll make it awesome. We'll make it like Carmageddon, but shit. Because we were putting effort in it.
Check it on stage.
Thus they did.
Great job done.
I'm telling you, some Amazon stuff, it's only got like half a star and stuff.
Do you know what I really love about the end of a console cycle, or like around about the time a console stops getting popular, and it's especially true of the PS2, is the shit that comes out for it. Like, that doesn't even get coverage sometimes. I was going through PC World looking for a PC back when I didn't know any better and thought I could get a good deal at PC World. And I went to the console section, and now the PS3 had been out a year or two. PS2 games, they were drip-fed. But I'll give you a rundown of some of the games I saw at PC World that were available for the PS2. And I remember this vividly. You had Postman Pat. There was a Paddington Bear game. There was Little Britain the game, and a Frogger ripoff. As if having Frogger on there wasn't embarrassing enough, an unofficial ripoff of Frogger for the PS2.
An unofficial ripoff.
I know.
Oh, that's just terrible.
Here's something that might want to make you laugh.
Go on.
I'm currently on the Xbox.com website,
Go on.
and Defense Grid is currently listed as a price, not free. So they can't even get their free games done right.
Oh no!
Ex-Microsoft. Don Matrick left a steamer on the rug, and then he jumped out the cat flap.
Gone.
Oh, Don, you little scamp. What are you gonna do next?
Well, he's gonna probably make
Farmville
a
3.
platform game. Yeah, Farmville 2. Now with
Ghosts.
always online.
Farmville 2 Ghosts.
And you get a dog called Colin.
Now with
Sadly, that would bloody sell through the roof.
wouldn't it just?
What's
you
going to
just
happen?
went,
It's going to be
Farmville 2 now
Farmville.
with dog.
It's going to be Farmville TV, Colin the dog.
You can sit there playing Farmville, and then buy a computer in the game, and on that game you can play Farmville.
The moment you buy a computer in Farmville, your crops all die. And a message
game
pops
over.
up saying agriculture will not be industrialised. Sorry, that was a bit of hard-hitting socio-political satire there. Probably not the time or place.
Okay, it's pretty saucy. It's Zynga, they can cope.
Yeah, they're going to have to now. Got
Sadly.
fucking Don Matrick at the helm.
Now, as much as this has been a Don Matrick hating
We don't
hour,
hate him.
I don't hate him. I love him. I think it's a shame that we're not going to be able to point and laugh at anyone as inept as him.
All right then.
It's amazing how
Don
much stuff he
Matrick
did.
Bashing.
Well, yeah, we gotta
Yes.
bash someone.
Yeah.
I just find it amazing.
Last week it was David Dickinson.
Too right.
What were you saying, William? What's amazing?
Just imagine how many people that work at Zynga is like, Don Matrick is going to be your boss. They just went, oh shit.
I can't feel sorry. See, Don Matrick. No, I can't even feel sorry for him. I was going to lie then. But he's a multi-millionaire who's made his money from selling shit products. No, I can't actually feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
Who I can feel sorry for is Omnipop.
Who the what?
OMG Pop.
OMG
Yeah.
Pop. They're the guys that made Draw Something.
Oh, yeah.
Zynga shut them down
Yep.
after paying $200 million for them. And it was just completely shut down. All the developers were just told, that's it, pack your bags.
And they bought them for 22 million.
They bought them for 200 million.
They bought them for 200 million, only to shut them down.
A year later.
Yep, the cost per day of that studio was about $580,000.
Wow.
Best thing is though, all the employees that were laid off, they got together on the last day and had a celebration party.
Yeah.
They brought champagne. They all wore suits and dresses. they had
They
big
wore
banners
suits and
saying
dresses?
goodbye, Zynga.
Wow.
It was just they were happy. They may
They
as well
must-
have been playing Ding Dong, which is dead, and just
They must. Yeah, I think that tells you all you really need to know.
yeah. I just don't know
There's-
what they're gonna do.
Fall over and dribble.
Oh, the Don Matrick story is now official.
Really? It's been confirmed?
Well,
Oh
that
crap! Are we not running on to phone information?
No, we're not.
There is.
Fuck it, we
has
had fun.
come
Thank God
from,
my Pedal 2 information's safe.
Yes, it's being confirmed in a letter by Mark Pincus from Zynga.
Mark Pincus.
Yes,
He's got the best name ever.
He really does.
he's been confirmed as the CEO and a member of the board.
CEO and a member of the board.
Yeah.
You know, he
They
couldn't
have
just
like an
leave it
evil
as
council.
CEO, could he? Not only am I the CEO, I'm also the head of the board of my own company. That's how important I am. Of course you are! You're the fucking CEO!
It's
Well-
weird. I mean, I'm just looking through Zynga's back catalogue of games, and it makes me sad.
Don't, it'll burn your eyes.
It's
You're
like
going to have
looking-
to go back to that spoon again to take your eyes out.
It's a series of like other people's games, but with misspelling, so that you don't notice. Like
The
The
sad
Sims.
thing is,
but
it
spelled with
actually
two
is.
M's. Sorry.
The sad thing is, it genuinely is that though.
Yeah.
It's genuinely we've made this game. Oh no, we didn't. Someone else did, but it doesn't matter because we called it our game.
Like The
I
Sims,
remember
but it's called with a
the
Z.
the whole Tiny Towers scandal.
Yes. Didn't
Where-
they actually? I can't remember which game it was, but they reused like entire assets from another game, didn't
I'm
they?
pretty sure it was Tiny
yeah,
Towers.
Tiny Towers.
Yeah. What? So what game did they? What was their game? What was their game called?
I think it's Yeovil.
And they just nicked it all from Tiny Towers.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look it up at the minute.
That's
because
what I'm doing.
It's
like
not the
reading
first
the
time they've done
Necronomicon.
it.
It's terrible.
Dream Heights.
Oh yeah, that was it.
It's called
Let's have a
Dream
look.
Heights.
Dream Heights, and it was literally the same game.
And
I
it's
remember Eurogamer had an article on it where they basically had screenshots side by side.
I'm looking at it now. It's actually remarkable. Remarkable, the similarities.
But the only reason they could get away with it is because there was no company rich enough to take them on.
They're still multi-million. I mean, I think their stock price plummeted a few times over the years,
Oh,
but they're
God.
still making millions upon millions.
That's because we, the gamers, in inverted commas,
No,
are
it's not.
sheep.
No, it's not. It's definitely not the gamers. It's the consumers. You
Yes.
can't say that someone is
they're
shelling out
called
money
gamers
to.
nowadays.
Well, that's true in a
It's-
sense. Yeah.
I think it's kind of an uppity stance to separate gamers from consumers, but I think I kind of see where you're getting at, Matthew. It's like people like us
Yeah.
who know video games and know the business. We know better than that, but consumers, they're going to see a cute little product, and it's not going to cross their mind that it's a rip-off of anything else. They're just going to see a cute little product. They know Zynga because Zynga bought them, like, I don't know, Hamster Battle or whatever the fuck Zynga make, and yeah, they're not going to look into that. They're just going to see a cute little game and they're going to buy it. Whether or not it's a copy of another game is beyond them because they've already established that kind of blind brand loyalty that people not in the know are going to have.
I'm just trying. I think now you may bash me for this, but I actually have a Zynga game on my phone, I believe.
What one you got? I'm not going to bash you. What you got?
It's the only one I play, and I'm quite happy to say it is Words with Friends.
That's a good game.
Oh, Scrabble. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the only one where they don't shove in-app purchases down your throat.
Sorry.
Designed by Omnipop, I believe. Quite curiously, I'm just going to check this up now. I can't remember.
I was unaware of that.
Yeah, again, I'm looking through to make sure. Again, it's very hard because Zynga's just put their name everywhere. Dear. And I'm sure because it was originally on their website, I think. Formerly developed by Zynga with Friends, formerly New Toy Inc. Apologies, it was another company.
Another company who's guilty of this, Rovio.
Oh,
The
yes.
guys that made Angry Birds. They kind of nicked all of their stuff as well. They don't get called out on it as much, but
I think the difference is with Rovio, because there's a lot of people going, oh, Angry Birds is just Castle Crusher, or it's just loads of other Flash games and things.
Yeah.
But it's a bit like going to PopGap and going, oh, well, Bejeweled is just a Flash game, and then the amount of effort and work that they put into the polish on it.
That's very true.
Yeah.
There is... I mean, really, Angry Birds was and always is a brand. The game was never really a part of it. What I see of Angry Birds now is posters and T-shirts and cuddly toys and baseball caps. I'm not entirely convinced that was meant to be a big gaming sensation so much as it was just meant to be a sensation.
Well,
because there's now a film in the works.
There already was one. It was the film that endorsed Rio.
It was, but
now they're making a sequel of that film on the money made from Angry Birds.
No, I heard that there is going to be an Angry Birds film, like with a storyline involving birds and pigs.
Yeah, a big legit movie in the cinema.
Yeah, and that's to go alongside the Angry Birds. Sorry, Toby.
Completely change the subject. There's going to be a Lego film as well. That looks really good.
A Lego film?
Yeah, they're making a
like
stop
with
motion
actual little
film.
Lego figurine.
What, so it's actually going to be animated with Lego?
Yeah, Lego's making a Lego film with stop motion Lego.
I just got a semi on.
And there are cameo appearances from Batman. Other DC comic characters. I think Gandalf makes an appearance.
Not till next year.
Basically, Lego has the rights to anything which they have made as a Lego franchise, which is not.
It looks like Flat Pack Grandad got some competition all of a sudden. I'm going to have to pull out all the stops.
I think you're going to have to pitch Flat Pack Grandad to Lego. It might be easier to build.
Do it to IKEA, because then they will definitely have a competing market because it's conflicting interests.
Yeah, I suppose there's that. Competition's good, but I just think the kids are going to dig a Grandad made of Lego.
That's true.
He's the Grandad you can play with. I think that's a perfectly suitable advertising slogan.
I don't. I think there's flaws.
There's one last thing I want to cover, because I think we've spoken about Zynga for long enough. And with Don Matrick's departure from Xbox, there's one other slightly less exciting, but nonetheless saddening departure going on. Who here is a fan of Game Grumps?
I heard about that.
I've never heard.
Oh, well, fuck all of you then. Because John Tron left Game Grumps, and that's made me a bit sad. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh.
I like Game Grumps, and I really like John Tron.
Grumps.
And John Tron has left Game Grumps.
Why?
People are furious. People are really angry about it.
Because there was a falling out, wasn't there?
Sorry?
There was a big falling out between two of them.
Was there?
That's what I was hearing all over. I heard it on a podcast.
I think that was a rumour. I'm not entirely sure. I think they're still friends, but
is it just creative differences, or
maybe
wants to move on?
I think he did have a show called JonTron, and that kind of fell by the side while Game Grumps went on. And really, if you watch JonTron, it's much more entertaining. Much as I love Game Grumps, JonTron is fantastic. It's a great show. It's got a style and humour all of its own. It's utterly stupid, but for some reason, like a child laughing at his best friend making farting noises with his hands clapped to his mouth. It's that kind of silly, giddy sort of humour that I really like it. I think it's great.
That's fair. I mean, with YouTubers, I tend to keep a sort of minimal touch to them. I check stuff like Total Biscuit. Every now and then I'll look at Yogscast. It tends to be the ones that I followed before they blew up, which it was fun then because you get the hipster credibility.
Oh God, no! Come on, oh Matthew. Don't be one of them.
I liked them before, they were cool. Now I just think everybody else follows them like sheep.
It's a shame. But you get one of those things nowadays where with YouTubers it becomes a lot sort of emotionally based, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, people get emotionally attached to YouTubers, and like, if somebody goes on YouTube and says, "Oh, the Angry Video Game Nerd's not very good," you can watch as 50,000 virtual people jump down their throat.
And sling their virtual shit.
It's bizarre. It's truly strange, like, how close some people on YouTube get to, like, YouTube stars. Yeah.
I've never seen the allure of really going mental over one.
I think it's not healthy. Like, you know, I think it's great that anybody can upload something to YouTube, and if they tap upon that market will find them, or it will be found, if you know what I mean. Like, Angry Video Game Nerd, for example, I'm not a huge fan. I still check out his stuff, even though I know I'm not a huge fan. It's weird, I know. But, like, you show that on TV, nobody's going to watch it. This is a guy who makes poop jokes and swears at NES games, right? Only a deranged person or people on the internet are going to find that entertaining, and yet the internet demographic, which is easily the largest demographic there is, have really flocked to him, and he's really found himself. And in that respect, I think, you know, having a YouTube market or an internet demographic is a really good thing. You know, you can find your market, and your market can find you. Absolutely nobody loses in that argument, in that deal.
Certainly. I mean, it's not to be too self-referential, but that's kind of what we're doing at the minute.
Yeah, exactly. You're watching Gaming Rig. No, you're not. You're listening to Gaming Rig.
Listen, you can watch if you want. It won't change the picture much. Except from that one... There's one frame where it changes into something amazing.
We'll leave that to you. I'm going to leave that for Stephen to put in edit, because I downloaded the MP3 of our last podcast, because I'm really self-conscious and I like to hear my voice. But he'd put like an image of Titanfall on the MP3. So you're listening to Windows Media Player, and for the whole hour and a half, there's just this image of a Titanfall screenshot on the MP3.
Staring at you.
Stephen, if you listen to this, I want you to put something... Guys, shall we put a vote? What should Stephen put?
Flat Pack Grandad.
Image? Sorry?
Do a mock-up of Flat Pack Grandad.
Stephen, I want you to find the most iconically Grandad-looking Grandad you can on Google Stock Images and attach that to this MP3. If you do that, I will buy you Defense Grid: The Awakening for your Xbox.
I think you're going to have to pitch it to Jim will paint it.
Yes! I love Jim will paint it. Has anyone seen Jim will paint it?
I've seen some of that stuff.
Ross Kemp on toast.
My favourite one is the battle between the Daddy Longlegs and the Daddy Stronglegs.
I don't think I've seen that one yet. I haven't.
A Daddy Longlegs is a Daddy Longlegs. They're in a boxing match, but a Daddy Stronglegs is an insect that's legs are made up of individual fathers.
Oh my God.
And it's a Daddy Stronglegs. People, if you haven't gone on Facebook and checked out Jim will paint it, your life is very much incomplete.
I've seen the one where Sonic is urinating on Pokemon cards.
I've not seen that one. Are you sure that wasn't Rule 34?
Yeah, I was going to say, we're starting off that.
Steady on.
Yeah. Toby, you sound very disappointed in that.
I was scarred for life last time.
Oh, you actually found the Pokemon Rule 34,
Oh, I was
did you?
intrigued after you mentioned it, so I thought
Oh
I might
god,
be
this
something
from the E3 one.
Yeah.
See,
Everyone's noises.
while I do love the internet, Rule 34 is kind of the summarization of what it can do.
Yes.
It is the fact that if there is an interest in something, there will be people who will make things for it.
Yeah.
And for YouTube videos, that's fine.
Mhm.
For commentaries about
Pornography.
media and stuff. For pornography, it goes a little too far.
Yeah.
Touches a little too many bases, and it just makes you feel dead inside.
Where do you draw that line?
Away from Rule 34, because there's probably a Rule 34 of lines.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Rule 34 for Flat Pack Grandad, and that doesn't even exist yet.
I'm searching that now. I actually just searched Flat Pack Grandad.
What did you find?
I found 2 children who are building flat pack furniture.
With their granddad?
No, there's just an image of a granddad with a woman, which I'm assuming he's probably his wife, which is a shame. Oh, there's a
Google
flat pack
search.
granddad
Oh.
mask,
Yeah.
which is creepy as fuck.
Oh god, I can see it. It's in the middle left, right?
Yeah, it's just staring into my soul.
And it's got like little pock marks on its skin.
Oh,
Uh,
no.
oh, it looks like Jimmy Savile meets the Demon Headmaster with eczema.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's
See,
kind of bad.
see, that's what you should do. You should remake the Demon Headmaster as like a koan. For anyone who didn't grow up in England around, what, 1990s?
Yeah.
Good old Demon Headmaster.
Yeah, Demon Headmaster was a show about... There was a headmaster who mind-controlled students to do terrible things, and it ran for about 3 or 4 seasons.
So it was a lot like Jimmy Savile in that respect. Thank you
In
guys.
some respects,
Hit
yeah.
all evening.
But yeah, it's one of the better sort of cheesy BBC shows because it's still genuinely terrifying today.
Yeah, it is. It's a very creepy film or series.
Yeah, it's one of those. If you're watching it on Netflix, you'll think you just slipped into the horror section.
Is it on Netflix?
I really hope it is. I don't actually have
Oh,
Netflix at the minute.
God,
if someone
I hope it
does,
is.
please search for it. There was also the Shoe Shine Boy.
The Shoe Shine
Yeah, I
Boy.
remember
Something
it.
like that. It was like the Ghost something and
And the Ghost
sorry,
Hunter.
yeah, Ghost Hunter.
Oh, I
And it had a
vaguely
Shoe
remember
Shine Boy.
Ghost Hunter.
Yeah, that was also quite sort of cheesy BBC.
But guys,
And, that Queen's
Guys.
Eye.
we're forgetting one incredibly important children's TV intro.
Go on.
Simon and the Witch. Is that not the best?
Is you not entertained?
What did you say?
Is you not entertained?
See, people will
Genius.
come to the podcast just for that.
It sounds like
They
the
will.
Scar version of War of the Worlds. This is the chances of anything coming from Mars.
Beautiful.
I'm
Genuinely
going to
beautiful.
set that as my ringtone.
What, the Simon and the Witch theme tune or War of the
No,
Worlds?
that singing just then.
Yep. Genius. So, guys,
I
I
want
think
10% royalties.
having
Do we have
gone-
any more news? We can just drop in after another round of Fat Pack Grandad.
Yeah, I was going to say, we should probably think about wrapping up this absolutely god-awful slaughtering of a podcast that I have wreaked upon you all. Does anybody want to bring up anything else gaming-related or children's TV in the 90s related?
We were meant to speak about what we were playing, weren't we?
Probably.
Should probably have done that at the beginning, shouldn't we?
It just
Well, I'll
popped
tell
in.
you what, why don't we wrap up with what we're currently playing and what we plan to do for the gaming rig in the future.
That seems fair.
Don't all answer at once, guys.
Who wants to go first? I don't really want to go first. I'm still trying to find out what the hell I want to do. I'm going
I'll
through
go
Jim will
first.
paint it. It's amazing. It's
Yes,
genuinely
Jim will paint it.
terrifying in places.
You're welcome.
Oh dear.
Okay, so who wants to toot their own horn first?
I could probably go first.
Go on.
I've been playing Dota 2, Fear 3 with you,
Yes.
Empire Total War, and McPixel, sadly. McPixel's just killing me. And I'm also working on the Counter-Strike video review. That's going to
Oh,
be
excellent.
Oh, cool. Is that the Global Offensive?
Yeah, that's
Sweet.
interesting. Making notes for that today, so I might start the video tonight after this.
Oh, nice.
So, Dota 2 is actually extremely hard. I hate that game. Screw that bloody game, it's so difficult.
And yet you're still playing it.
Only because my friend's playing it. He's like, "Do you want to play a game?" And it's like,
Thank you.
"Well, I got the game for free, so let's just play it."
Who didn't?
just how Dotas work. They're dangerous.
Okay.
Who's next then?
So, sorry, William.
What?
Okay, moving on. Toby, you've been very quiet this podcast, buddy. But what would you like to share gaming related, and what have you been doing for the gaming rig this day, week, month, whatever?
Actually, I'm currently sat here playing Tekken. Tekken 2.
That's classic.
Well, actually, it's not Tekken 2. I lie. It's Tekken Tag Tournament 2.
Oh, he's cheating.
Less classic, but still
Yeah.
pretty good from what I've heard.
It's still pretty good though. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Good game.
And yeah, as I said, I've been playing a bit of Animal Crossing mainly. I just bought Fire Emblem, so we're getting stuck into that soon.
Oh, excellent.
And plan to be writing some more bits. Don't really know.
Cool.
Really. I think I'm gonna write a good old review for Animal Crossing soon. Well, I'm not really sure how long to wait because it's one of them games that just doesn't end.
I think
I could probably give you some stuff for that because I've also been playing that.
if you've written a review for any other Animal Crossing, you can probably just copy paste it.
Well,
Yeah,
not
this is literally
necessarily.
like the first Animal Crossing I've played.
Oh, that would be interesting then, because I'm coming back to it as a veteran,
Ah.
Joint review maybe.
possibly.
Ah.
Speaking of Animal Crossing,
Well, I played the Wii one, but I didn't like it, so I thought I'd give it a second shot on the 3DS, and it turns out it's way better on the handheld.
Yeah. What was that you were going to say about Animal Crossing there, Justin?
as I was walking down the street while trying to look for some breakfast at the LAN at the weekend, I happened to spot a DS cartridge laying on the floor.
Oh.
It looked like it has literally been run over about 400 times, but everything is intact.
Yeah.
I've yet to try it in my DS, but it was an older version of Animal Crossing.
Oh,
Let me know how that works out.
How random!
No, it's like Jumanji. They were trying to get rid of it.
Oh,
Don't do it, man.
I'm
You're
screwed.
gonna play that cartridge and your house is just gonna fill with trees.
It's Animal Crossing, in my honest opinion, is a dangerous game that you should not give to children.
Yeah, it's so addictive.
It's wrong. It's amazingly brilliant. I can't stop playing, and
Oh,
I
you have to
hate
go on it every day.
July in Animal Crossing.
Why? What happens
Why?
in July?
Well, every like around the year there are different sort of events and things going on, and it's quite nice and twee.
Yeah, I like that.
In the summer, the cicadas come.
Oh God!
I
So
woke up this morning.
there's a plague.
They're just everywhere. I wake up, they're outside my house, just chirping. Just if you've ever watched Japanese anime, whenever they show it's the summer, they'll have a cicada noise, and it's always the
Cicada,
same. It's like a form of beetle, and it vibrates its wings to make a noise, so it sort of sounds
Oh, they're
like
the ones you
a
find on the
springboard.
trees.
Yeah, it goes sort of like a like that.
Yeah, I've heard it actually. Yeah, I've caught
Now
some of
imagine that noise everywhere.
It's like the noise that Snarf would make if you slowly strangled him.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Ooh.
And there's like different versions as well. So you hear another one, it would be sort of a and you can't see them unless you're looking at close on the trees. And then when you get near one, it stops.
Or they fly off.
No,
As
no,
somebody-
it stops. Then it flies
Oh.
off. So you're just moving around, and suddenly you hear a and it goes
As an
deadly silent.
ichthyophobe, that terrifies the fuck out of me.
And I cannot stand it because you can't turn the sound off. Because you turn the sound off, you miss out on other little sound bits like flying presents or sound effects or other stuff, which is important. But if you keep it on, you just hear them everywhere.
Oh God.
And I can't get out of it. They won't let me go.
Nightmarish.
But I'm still checking it every fucking morning just so I can see the latest turnip prices.
Oh, I've got loads of turnips at the moment. I've got to sell mine off.
Yeah, for those who haven't played Animal Crossing, if you want to have something, in terms of value for money, it is the best game ever. Because you will play that for a year. You can play that daily for a year and still have content to do. Still be paying off your fucking loan, some nuke. Because it's just how it works. It just never ends. If anyone says they have completed all the content in Animal Crossing, they are a liar. Because you
Do you
can't.
think it's a play on Dante's Inferno, the 7 never-ending circles of hell, with plagues of cicadas just ruining this town with no end in sight?
It's not dissimilar from Dante in the sense that it's a lot like Purgatory.
Yeah.
You feel as if you're always working towards something but never achieving anything.
Wow.
That's Animal Crossing. But then you get those moments of satisfaction. Like
I took a
reminds-
picture when I paid off my loan, I'm not going to lie. I held the little snappers and I was like, right, I'm taking a picture of this.
yeah,
It reminds me somewhat of like any MMO.
yeah. It's basically it's a single player MMO. You're slowly watching your collection of numbers big up higher and higher, except instead of it being levels or stats and things, it's the Happy Room Academy store.
It
And you
sounds like rigmarole.
As in the game, or just generally?
It just sounds like it doesn't. The way you guys explain it, it doesn't sound like there's much to enjoy about it.
It's one of them games that you have to
Locust
play.
plagues
You
and
can't-
work.
It sounds really boring, but it's not. You have to, like, because I thought it was. For years, I thought it was just, like, really boring and not anything I'd enjoy. And then when I played the Wii one, I was like, right, yeah, I was right. Oh, this is rubbish. And then I went back to it with this 3DS, and I've completely made a U-turn 360.
Yeah.
It's a wonder
Like,
drug.
literally, it's the
because
best game I've ever played in my life.
It is the most calming sedative known to man.
Wow.
Like,
You
just
cannot-
knowing to wake
yeah.
up and check your little town, and I go with a little
Yeah.
bit of fishing.
You
It's
do.
really-
It wakes you up. You'll wake up, snap, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whenever you actually need to be up, and
Yeah.
instantly check it, because there'll be new stuff at the store or new things and have to do stuff.
Oh no! See, that game like that would ruin my life.
No, yeah, but it's also, you can pick it up, and it's perfect for handheld. For game console, it doesn't work,
No.
because you have to boot up the console, load up the screen, things like that. On handheld, it's there, it's waiting for you, it's just,
Okay.
hi there, babe. Fancy watering some flowers? Oh yeah, I'll water some flowers for a bit. Yeah, you will, weren't you? And then you can catch some bugs and fish and, just pick up some seashells. It's okay. Fine, you've got 10 minutes.
Everything's
You want-
all right.
Yeah, you want to build up your loan? That's cool. You can pay towards your loan. Now you've got a bigger house. Oh, you can put that new piano you found by shaking a tree. just put it down. Yeah, it's... Yeah, I think we may have to do a review of this. I was looking myself. I've been playing that and a few free-to-play games.
Okay.
And I'm looking at maybe doing a review for Dungeons & Dragons Online.
Oh, cool.
Because it's fun. It's weird. It's literally someone's just gone, okay, guys, it's D&D, but now on a computer.
I have had the joys of playing that before.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I was getting paid to do so.
Oh, right.
But yeah, I quite enjoyed it compared to everyone else I was working with at the time.
It's quite good. It's good with mates, definitely. It's like a D&D session would be. You would meet up with friends, chill out for 3 or 4 hours, laughing and giggling as you break a game, except this time there's no DM slowly going mad as he plots the deaths of all the players.
I don't think it's a game you could particularly solo that
No.
well.
Definitely not. But in terms of an enjoyable experience, it's a free MMO with a shed ton of content.
Can't knock it.
Yeah, it's much better than Champions of Regnum, or like
Champions of Rectum. What?
more like Champions of Rectum. I was trying to think of something more witty, but that works well.
Okay.
It's an MMO that knows that World of Warcraft is a thing. It may have
It's
even
aware.
seen someone play it, and it thought, "Oh, I'll do this then. It seems piss easy." And it's one of the worst gaming experiences of my life.
Ah.
It's,
No, that kind of defeated the point of it being an MMO,
it
if that
was-
works.
Yeah, it's god awful. It's a game that advertises itself as sprawling realms, able to do PvP wherever the fuck you want, own land, do things. There's dragons, and all you're left with is swearing at this stupid weapon system and quest system. I literally spent half an hour going around a sodding village talking to different people. That's like I was a fucking messenger pigeon. One person would talk to them, send me across the square, like, it's about 10, 20 meters, and I have to listen to another person talk, they'd send me sodding back again. Throw paper airplanes with notes on them and it would work just as sodding well. But no, they make it a quest chain.
This is why I can't get into stuff like RPGs or MMOs or maybe even Animal Crossing to an extent. For pretty much the reasons you've highlighted there. It just it seems like rigmarole. I don't understand where the fun is to be had.
In Animal Crossing, the fun is in the experience. Well, in all MMOs, the fun is either in the multiplayer or in the experience, or both.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing does do both quite well, because it encourages you to talk with other people, try to get online with your 3DS, and there's added a lot of spot pass features, which I really am quite a fan of.
Okay.
That you can pass someone and then you get a copy of their house, and it's another way of sort of meeting new people and getting rare furniture, which sounds boring and dull, but it's a nice way of opening it up and making it feel like a world.
Okay. I mean, I'll give any game a go. It took me a year of slagging off Skyrim before I actually sat down, gritted my teeth through the bits I hated, and then kind of went, yeah, you know what, this is going to ruin my life. And it has. It's ruined my life.
Yeah, don't buy Animal Crossing, it will end you.
Well, I'll finish Skyrim
It's dangerous. Yeah, that's fair enough. Finish Skyrim.
I don't know if that will ever happen. I don't know
then
if
do Animal Crossing. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, moving on. Having established what our gaming definition of crack is, let's finish with what Justin has been playing. Oh, we'll get to me in a minute. I don't like to talk about myself. I get nervous. Justin, what have you been playing, and what do you have planned for TGR?
Well, at the moment, I'm currently trying to source myself some half-decent hardware to be able to effectively take some videos and try and get some Let's Play going.
Cool.
What are you recording from?
I will be recording from my computer.
Fraps.
But yeah, you see, I've had a look at that, and I also want something that I can use my console with as well. So I have found a piece of kit at the moment that I'm currently looking at. I can't remember the name of it because I was using work time to do it.
Is it the Roxio game capture?
I can't remember.
Don't get it. It's shit.
Let me just see. It was the Live Gamer Portable, I believe.
How much is it?
Currently retailing at 160.
Get the. Did I send you the link to the Hopog HD PVR2?
No.
Because you got to remember that name.
You see, the thing is, I currently run an MITX computer, so if I have anything...
What's one of them?
Basically, it's a shuttle.
A shuttle?
Yes, my computer is compact.
Ah.
So I don't have any more PCI or PCIe slots available for hardware.
I see, because I used to have one of them, and it lasted me a surprisingly long time. I was quite pleased with that purchase.
Well, thankfully I'm expecting mine to last me a good 5 years.
That's about what I got out of mine.
But yeah, so I'm looking at getting something that allows me to hook some stuff up.
Yeah.
Whether it be console or I can't really hook up my SNES because it's HDMI.
There'll be ways around that. There always is.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking at trying to do that to get some Let's Play rolling. I've done some streaming in the past, and playing wise, I'm currently hitting up an indie title from a company called Reverie World Studios. Called Dawn of Fantasy.
All right.
It's an RTS MMO, but you can play it on your own as well. If you so wish, you don't have to do the PvP element to it.
Oh, so it's a versatile, broad kind of a game then?
Yeah, it's come through from Steam Greenlight.
Yeah.
And I'm currently enjoying the online story mode that it's got. It's you effectively building your own army and waging war against people for fun.
And why not?
Seeing as I don't come from a particular RTS background, I'm quite surprised it's managed to grab me, but I think at the moment it's £15 on Steam. It was recently half price because of a new update that came out, but that was a 2-day Steam sale. But the developers do occasionally hold live streams where they may give away free codes to the game.
That's really cool.
So I actually do have a free code of the game at the moment.
Yeah.
So I may be able to help sort one of our other gaming rig guys out, should they require have a look, or if it's
don't give it to me. I'm allergic to RTS.
And but yeah, other than that, I've nearly finished the Borderlands 2 DLC, the new one.
Oh, how's that working out for you?
The DLC itself is short, but it's good. It's put a different spin on Borderlands 2 for me. I think it's reinvigorated the need for me to play it at the moment.
This
After
is the
some time.
D&D one, isn't it?
Yes, Tiny Tina's Siege on Dragon Keep or something.
That seems to that what you've said pretty much seems to be the consensus. A lot of people are saying very much the same thing about it. Short but very, very good.
Yeah, it's after you hit the level cap, I found there wasn't really much content left for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have the same end game that Borderlands 1 did for me. But yeah, it's it's a good addition, and if you can get it cheap or you happen to have the season pass, I'd recommend it.
Okay. I mean, I tried Borderlands 2, and I found it incessant. I couldn't hack it. I got about up to level 12, level 13, and realised I wasn't having any fun with it. I found it. I can absolutely see the appeal for Borderlands, but it felt like such a slog to me. I had to put it down, and I ended up playing something else. That's just me. I really wanted that add-on DLC to do well because I thought it looked like they'd done a really good job on it, and it sounds like they have.
Yeah, I completely agree. They have. I mean, my Steam says my Borderlands 1 and 2 total time is currently sitting at 230 hours.
Now, for me, that's perfect. That's value.
Out of that, I've got great value for money and would happily recommend it to anyone I can.
Yeah, great. Okay, well, we're gonna.
Well, I did have one left, but
go on.
I also dip into MMOs from time to time, and currently have been a long-time serving player of Jagex's MMO RuneScape.
Oh God, that's an old one. That
still
going though.
It's still yes. Admittedly, I don't play it a lot, but there is enough content to keep me going on every day.
I believe it's the best, like the most
popular free-to-play.
Yeah, I believe that's so.
Yeah, which is
Certainly,
good for them.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's some good going there, and I think when you compare it to it's a premium one. When you compare it to World of Warcraft, to stand up on your own as a free-to-play model for that long, especially in the wake of other games that are really fighting for the MMO spotlight, that's no small feat for RuneScape. So they've got to be doing something right.
The MMOs are really big and it's a really big market that's dominated by a select few. So
yes, definitely.
If you can find one that suits your needs, you can wave bye to your life.
Your need.
Okay then, I'm gonna have to think about wrapping things up because Stephen's gonna be coming back to finish off the recording soon. I'm just gonna finish off by saying I'm now TGR's editor, so my contribution is having a go at you all for spelling mistakes. And yeah. So I'm a little bit more behind the scenes now. I turn up for the podcasts, like William said earlier. Currently editing some fear-free footage from our Let's Play. I did try and go for a full one, but there were some areas where maybe the audio levels didn't work out and things are a little bit too loud, so I'm having to really go through and edit that and cut certain bits down. But I contribute stuff like the audio, the video, and I'll be doing editing from behind the scenes from now on. Currently, I'm still playing Luigi's Mansion 2, still thoroughly enjoying it, still loving that, and I'm just working my way bit by bit through the games in the latest Humble Indie bundle. But because there's so many of them, I don't really want to dedicate to one for the time being. I just sit down after a day at work, after doing everything around the house, and there's nothing I like more than switching off the light and pretending I'm a 5-year-old reading a ghost story whilst I play Luigi's Mansion 2, because it's kind of got that cute appeal to it. So thanks everyone for listening to this podcast. I apologise for the tangents, for the people talking over each other and my genuine idiocy. I'm now going to end on what I hope will become a recurring theme for the podcast. I am going to play the theme tune to an old and relatively obscure game. This one comes from Tetris Attack on the SNES. This is the music from the title screen. This is me saying thank you to everybody who joined me today. Everyone, say your goodbyes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody. I'm going to say to Stephen, please fulfill our earlier request to attach an image of a Grandad to the MP3 file. And I'm going to leave you listeners with the main theme from the SNES classic Tetris Attack.